Hi, this is Zubin Vavana from A to Z Graphology and welcome to this video. In this one, I want to explain to you how a graphologist can improve his chances of a better analysis and increase accuracy of what he observes by collecting a sample through a certain technique which is known to produce better results. Just as how a vineyard would require better quality grapes to improve the quality of their wine, or a carpenter needs better quality wood to improve the quality of his final product. Similarly, if a graphologist collects a handwriting sample with a certain technique or a certain method or a set system, it would promote his skill, and no matter what level of graphology he performs, it would be easier for him to do the analysis correctly. There is no bad way of collecting a handwriting sample, but there is a certain way you can increase your advantage if you follow the following steps. Depending on the level of the graphology that you have learned and the amount of knowledge that you can adjust the way you collect a handwriting sample. So the first initial way to collect a handwriting sample is actually depending on the type of graphology that you know. There are basically, in my opinion, two types of graphology. The first one is macrographology. What is macrographology? These are the traits which you can see in a large area. A large visual area on the paper is where we see macrographology traits. This may include the margins of a paragraph, spacings between line, the baseline whether it goes straight, upwards or downwards, things which can be seen very visibly. In fact, these traits can be seen from over 6 feet away. So if you collect a sample well, and if the person is not yet handing over the sample to you, and if he is standing even 6 to 8 feet away from you, still you could get clues from his handwriting sample. So if you are learning macrographology, the topics which include a larger scale or larger area of observation, then these are the steps which you need to follow to get a good sample. Always take a 2-page sample because this would help you to analyze top and bottom margins better. You normally should analyze the top margin on the second page and the bottom margin on the first page if you have a 2-page sample. If you have a single page sample, top and bottom margin may not be understood very well. Now once you are got a 2-page sample, while writing, the person in front of you who wants to get his handwriting analyzed, he should be in a typical sitting posture which is good for writing. A desk and a chair, back relatively straight, a genuinely good quality ballpoint pen, and the paper on which he is writing should have some support beneath it with another few papers. So ideally speaking, for example, this is how I collect the handwriting samples when I want to conduct a handwriting analysis session. So I know the quality of the pages in this. The thickness of this book provides a good back support, because if you put the paper on, let's say, a pillow or a hard glass, then the pressure with which the person writes may get distorted. So it is good to carry on a book, and in that book you know the quality of paper and it sets a tone for analysis, and many of the problems are solved by presenting a book for collecting a handwriting sample rather than just a single sheet of paper. Because if you take a single sheet of paper, then you have to find another thing to keep it underneath it, then you have to find a correct surface to write upon. With a book, what happens is that you can just set it on the table, it takes care of the back pressure which the pen and the paper should provide, and collecting the sample becomes quite a bit easier. Now once this setup has all been made, the mood of the person is also going to affect the quality of the sample. Not too much in certain traits, but certainly when the person's mood is a bit too high or low, we need to calm the person down and get him to normalcy as much as possible. It could be a positive mood. Maybe it's the person's birthday today and he is excited and he wants you to analyze his or her handwriting. I understand that excitement is there, but the excitement may increase, may enhance certain traits in the sample which may not show the true form of the nature of the person. So ideally speaking, you can calm the person down, tell him that just for next 5 to 10 minutes, breathe calmly and then start writing. Even if the person has a negative emotion, maybe he's lost a loved one, maybe he lost a sports match and he's feeling bad about his team. So again, you need to calm the person down, bring their breathing patterns to a regular consistent state, and once they feel a bit calm, and see, you can't forget an emotion easily, but at least for those 5 minutes while writing, if the person can be calm, back straight, shoulders relaxed, and write with a ballpoint pen, it's going to be fine. Why do we highlight ballpoint pen? Because when you use the ink pen or the gel pen, the ink flows naturally without the pressure of the fingertips. But with a ballpoint pen, a certain pressure is required in order for the ink to flow. This could be later used for analyzing pressure. Pressure of a handwriting does show the depth of the emotion that the person can experience within him. So that can be a very important clue. And in order to analyze that, we need to have the person writing with a ballpoint pen. While writing, it would be good to have some content that includes the letter capital I, like I'm an Indian, I like to eat ice cream, I am from the city of Mumbai. When you write the capital letter I, it does give the graphologist a clue about your self awareness and how you consider your self presence on this world. Do you consider yourself confident, or do you feel supported, or is it the other way around? Ideally, we would avoid a person to copy material or copy a text from a certain source. Copying does not really influence the quality of the sample, but when you write a handwriting sample from your own thoughts, it increases the chances of expressing who you truly are. So if the person in front of you is confused about what to write, especially nowadays when people write quite a bit lesser, if the person is not clear about what he should write, just give him a random topic in regards to what did you do today? What is your ambition? What's your favorite food? Describe your day. What did you do yesterday? Anything that can be just described, and it doesn't actually matter what the person writes as long as it is from his thoughts. Now all this technique can be used by a beginner who is understood macrographology, and that is what I teach basically at my basic level course. Now as you increase your skill and as you realize that there's a lot of information to be gained from even a few words, now that is where we come to micrographology. When you study micrographology and you study the geometric patterns found in the strokes of a letter structure, that is where you may not need to have a 2-page sample. In fact, nowadays I rarely collect a 2-page sample. The point being is that first of all, when you tell a person to write 2 pages, the mood itself goes down over there. Of course, some people get excited and they write 5 pages if they feel that they want to express more. But the point is that most of the people don't want to write 2 pages, and that's fine. So, as you upgrade your skill to become a micrographologist, you will be able to gain the skill of analyzing a handwriting sample which is barely a paragraph long. You can tell the person just write a few hundred words, that's it. One paragraph is more than sufficient to get a lot of information if you are at the micrographology level. What is micrographology? In fact, all the letter structures, the videos which I have published so far, are from the concepts of micrographology. So you are lucky if you're watching the videos which I published and you're subscribed to the channel, and I thank you for that, if you're here with us with the letter structures, then already you've got the skill of micrographology. Although with micrographology you lose the skill of analyzing the handwriting from far, but that's anyway a rare case where you have to analyze a handwriting sample from too far away. Normally the handwriting sample will be in front of you in your hand. So the micrographology, which includes letter structures and geometric patterns which can be observed per letter, is a much bigger advantage, not only in terms of understanding more about the person but also collecting a shorter sample. Now I want to explain another level of analysis which I have been practicing since last couple of years, and maybe the name sounds fancy but actually it does work that way. And the level which I am talking about is called as mystic graphology. If you have come to a level called as mystic graphology, this level allows you to gain a skill of analyzing person with barely just 2 words. All the person needs to write is just his full name. Just write your full name and I can come to know a lot about you. Of course, in this level of knowledge, the information that is revealed to me is quite limited, but it is certainly exciting to know a person and understand their mindset just by 2 words. For example, this is the book which I use for collecting handwriting samples, and if you see over here, I have a paragraph and a signature. So generally when we collect a handwriting sample, now because I have got a bit of an experience of handwriting analysis since the year of 2005, I do have a sufficient skill to analyze a sample as big as this. But if sometimes I feel like I want to push myself and I really want to do something a little more tough, that is where I just collect the sample that is this much and only the name of the person is good enough. So ideally speaking, when you collect the name of the person, you can perform mystic graphology analysis where just the name can reveal a lot of information about the person. It's not better to have the skill of mystic graphology, it's not better to have the skill of advanced level graphology. It's just a different line of thought. Macrographology has a different line of thinking and analyzing. When you go to micrographology, there's a different way of analyzing a sample. When you become a mystic graphologist, it's just a different way. Of course, it sounds fancy that I can analyze a handwriting in just 2 words, but fanciness and graphology don't go really hand in hand. The point is that we need to be accurate with our analysis. Even if I say just 5 points about a person, that those 5 points should be creative and as close to the point as possible. So go ahead, test your skill. Do you need a 2-page sample or would a paragraph be fine? You can revise through all the letter structures which are published on the channel. Use that to enhance your skill and understand the people around you. Be gentle with your analysis, be sensitive with what you say. While doing handwriting analysis, don't try to be impressive, just try to be accurate. Your accuracy will be more impressive than just fancy words. Be genuine and have a good time. Enjoy graphology, enjoy handwriting analysis. Connect with me and we can discuss this handwriting sample together. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you around.